And the other thing we believed in was neighborhood. We believed in how communities came together and people come together around real estate.
Thank you, Alex, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, and I have to thank you twice because you support the project since 2020. So I'm very glad to have you back and for this new chapter.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
So, Alex, let's introduce a bit who you are and what have you done in Hong Kong, please.
So I started off investing into real estate. And we always had, with my business partner Dinesh, we always had the vision when we were investing into real estate that...
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
That's yours?
Yep.
That we would, essentially, we believe that design activated an experience within real estate. So good design, and I don't necessarily mean, pink walls or different colored walls, but the way you actually circulate a space, the way that a space is actually designed from a flow perspective, which you know a lot about, I'm sure, not only brings out value for the consumer, but also brings out value for the investor.
Yes.
And that's something that that was our philosophy at my previous business, District 15, for a long time. And the other thing we believed in was neighborhood. We believed in how communities came together and people come together around real estate. And so, where we're sitting today is essentially something we created, 6 years ago now, where we identified a number of retail spaces, or they were actually warehouses in Sai Ying Pun. And we thought they were really awesome. As you can see here, the 6.5 meter ceilings. And so we essentially site amalgamated the whole strip, and we selected or handpicked some tenants that we thought would be great in this area. And this is what you have today. So right now we've got a couple of restaurants and we have a co-working space here in Garage, which has been a great tenant for us.
Of course, design is important, but you give a perspective really to understand what is the right approach and formula or ingredient to injecting those new, let's say, new area that you want to redevelop, regenerate in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
You recognize the potential.
Yeah, I mean, design only goes so far, right? I mean, everyone can design is subjective. You can have a really nicely designed space, but if there's no life, then that design has no life. So I think the other ingredient to making a space, have some social value to it is to really help to curate the life that will sit in the space. And so that's something that we did with, again, the previous business, District 15. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about District 15, because I was reading where the District 15 name comes from, and I would like to understand why you choose the name and in reference to what, and probably because you see some potential in the district, right? Because
I mean that's exactly right. I mean, when Dinesh and I first built District 15, we were really investing in central and Sheung areas back in 2005, 2006, and that happens to be District 15 of 18 districts in Hong Kong. So we thought that this Western district actually really had the most potential.
And you were right.
And I think we were right. I think if you look at what's happened in Sheung Wan, Sai Ying Pun, even down to Kennedy Town, you're seeing a massive amount of emergence of life and culture, and I think that's super interesting.
What I can see, like in West Point, Taiwan, is that there are some very good initiatives from District 15, but also smaller, like, right, local entrepreneurs. But sometimes I see maybe bigger entities, bigger developers, they forget a bit about human scale and how to maybe respect the existing community. Is it possible, you think, in the future readjust certain guidelines, like possibly I'm trying to do with this initiative,
Yep.
to suggest the right amount of program that you should maintain to preserve certain things? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this comes down to social value, right? And again, if I rewind to when we first started District 15 years ago, people weren't looking at design. They didn't care about design. Big developers didn't really care about design so much. That's changed, right? And you look at something like sustainability. And the way that developers, not just in Hong Kong, but worldwide now, are looking at sustainability. Some of them forced to look at sustainability, some of them wanting to look at sustainability. I think everything's driven by consumers. And I think consumers are becoming much more conscious of social value, sustainability, and understanding how this actually affects them. So I think in the fullness of time, developers will have to change.